I think it's been long due an explanation of what this channel is gonna be. Um, Now usually I wouldn't do this by myself, and I definitely wouldn't do it like this, especially posting on the VGW Wrestling channel. But I thought we would do it this way because it's more of a me to you type thing. VGW has disappeared over the last 2 years. We haven't posted anything since the fifth anniversary show. That was back in April, May of 2022. And since then, it's been highlights posted. And I feel like we need to answer some questions on what is VGW doing now, and where is it going to be down the road. I think the blunt answer to the biggest question is what's going to be in the future of VGW. I don't think there is much of a future. VGW, I think, is going to be on an indefinite close until it gets picked back up. VGW was started by two people, G-Man Solid and Show Off 63. G-Man, as you know, commentated, both him and Show Off commentated main roster for years until G-Man completely and totally disappeared in late 2019. The only way to even have some sort of interaction with him was his Instagram, which was eventually hacked in 2021. So I think G-Man most likely moved on to the next part of his life, and good for him. We hope he does well in his future endeavors. And Show Off is now focusing on Purple Rain, which you can find on YouTube. Purple Rain was started back in 2020 through FPW, and then became its own thing in 2021. And that's that is what's been Show Off's major focus on, has been Purple Rain. And I've brought it up to him before, and I don't think both Purple Rain and VGW can be going at the same time with just Show Off doing his thing. Now, there were some plans after NXT ended, because we were definitive on NXT ending. After TakeOver Afterlife and after the 5th anniversary show, we were done with NXT. We had some ideas of VGW continuing with a whole new era of VGW. No main roster, no NXT, just VGW Wrestling. And that's what was going to happen. Edge was going to lead the charge as the champion after defeating Cedric at TakeOver and defending against Brock. And we had some ideas. However, when 2K22 came out, I'm just going to be blunt with it, 2K22 was pretty ass. I'm not going to lie. Everyone always thought that 2K22 was a great step in the direction after the catastrophe of 2K20. And they completely went on a whole new thought process of how the game was going to be. And I wasn't a fan with it. I'm not going to lie. I didn't like it. And with what we planned for VGW, it just wasn't going to work. It just wasn't going to work. The style that we used in VGW just could not coexist with the gameplay of 2K22. It just wasn't. We weren't having fun. It took me 6 months, almost, to find a way to play the game that made it fun for me. So that really says something. It really does. So, and now with 2K24 come out, I will give them credit. 2K24, it's the same gameplay as 2K22, but they've improved it tremendously, adding stuff that they shouldn't have gotten rid of in the first place, but bringing stuff back and adding new stuff to it, to the gameplay. It's okay. It's okay. I'll give them that. It is definitely a lot more entertaining and interesting than 2K22 was. Now, Any other questions I can think of? I think what I have planned for this, and I'm gonna explain why I'm doing this right now. When I started with the call of this fantasy wrestling thing, two companies that stand out were FPW and VGW. I always said those two were my home. I've said that for years now. And FPW gave me an opportunity to show like more of a social, more of a be myself, more of a, you know, more of an ecstatic opportunity to be like in a wrestling perspective. That's where I was starting to commentate. That's where I was starting to like learn how to book. I was just given those opportunities to really enjoy wrestling. And VGW, when I started, I kind of was, I wasn't really giving him my, I wouldn't say that at all. I would say that VGW was definitely different in 2018 because it was still in that competitive state. But I could definitely say that VGW gave me an opportunity to, like, where FPW gave me an opportunity to be myself and to just do that. VGW gave me an opportunity to improve and get better in the ring, to make that switch from competitive to performing in the ring. And that's why there's a huge change from 2020 to 2022 where I just hang out with people like Phantom, Show Off, Prince. And I started to learn from them and I started to improve because those two were main eventing shows and putting on performances I didn't even think I could do. And I started to learn from them. And that's when VGW NXT came back. I wanted to bring NXT to come back because I knew it could be so much better than what it was. And that's exactly when NXT came back. One of the greatest run in VGW NXT history, by far. Now, even though the future of this company is kind of bleak at the moment, I want to keep VGW going. I don't want it to just be a shell. Because over the last 2 years, it's just been a shell of itself. And even though there's no return to VGW, there's no return to anything like that, I have been recording matches on my own time of certain episodes because when we came back into NXT, we started, instead of uploading individual matches, we started uploading an entire show by itself. And I think what could an opportunity to at least keep the channel going is to upload full-length matches from those episodes, that so people don't have to go in and search for those matches. The matches are right there for them, and they can just go watch the match instead of having to look through the entire episode to find it. So I literally just recorded, I'm gonna go ahead and spoil it, it'll be up soon, but the tag team match before TakeOver King's Arrival, it was Edge and Seth Rollins versus Samoa Joe and Shinsuke Nakamura. A match that, I'm not gonna lie, a tag team match that has story that you don't see anymore in FPW or any kind of custom thing. Because, I'm not trying to brag, but the storytelling that I told NXT is some of the greatest storytelling I've ever told, and I will give props to Phantom, Shaw, and Prince for giving them, lending their ideas as well, and able to work as a team to make something great like this. But with Edge and Nakamura looking to face off at King's Arrival, and Seth Rollins and Joe looking to face each other at King's Arrival, I put the tag team match together, but also with the added story that Edge lost to Joe in the tournament. Now Joe is the only man to beat Edge, so Edge wants his revenge against Joe in this match. And Shinsuke Nakamura and Seth Rollins also have history with the TakeOver Homecoming. They fought for the NXT Championship. This will be the first time they've faced one-on-one since then. This time Nakamura is the Ultimate X Champion. So, there's some continued story with that, and hell, I think that even helped continue to their match at Afterlife when they faced off. So that's gonna be the first match going up, and I've got plenty of matches coming up after that. I don't think highlights are going to be made, but I think this would be an opportunity to keep VGW going. The thing that I'm going to say, and I'm going to end it off here, a couple years ago, when we were in 2K22, near the end of 2K22, I wanted to come out with a 6th anniversary show, and which I never completed. I never got to be able to finish it, and it just went up to scraps. But I just want to say that I want to have a special match just for shits and giggles. I'm thinking of having a 30-man Royal Rumble match in the NXT arena, and just having NXT names come in and just put on a show just for old days. It hasn't even been recorded, hasn't even been planned, but it's a thought in my mind that I want to do that I think would be cool. Now, I think that answers all the questions. I really don't want VGW to die, and that is why I'm doing this. That's why I'm uploading this update for the future of this company, because I think this company could be something. We're almost at 400 subscribers on this channel. I know that we could get up to that. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and post some full matches I think y'all will find super interesting from the return of NXT in mid-2021 until its demise in early to mid-2022. I hope y'all enjoy it, and I hope to see you soon.